Hello everybody, welcome back. Today in my 13th day, I maybe it's probably even a 14th day now, almost over with the bat. I decided to do something about the languages. Like, even though this challenge, for those who doesn't know, the father's bet's a bet I lost for my father. And every day for 15 days, I will make a video or a topic in video format, but it will be in four languages: in Portuguese, in Spanish, in English, of course, and the most interesting part of all, Russian, which one I'm focusing in question of studies. So I thought, what is the best thing you can do to learn a language? I will use English, for example, for a lot of things because I learned my main language is Portuguese, but I learned English in not in school. I learned it alone, like by myself, watching videos, and eventually moving to harder stuff and stuff. So every day, I wouldn't say I'm a fluent speaker. I hope you say you didn't notice in my first language, but I don't. I think you did. I wouldn't say my English is phenomenal. Neither it is incredible, but I would say it's good, more than serviceable. Sometimes I can bring up a good vocabulary, or sometimes I can have a good pronunciation, or maybe I just butchered both. Anyway, that's all right because I don't have anyone to talk in English, but that's no excuse. I think my English can definitely be get better, but I think I'm fine but what it here is. But that doesn't mean I don't test in English. I don't know if I already told in this channel or in my videos to be more fair, but everything I have is in English. So the training printers I did the video about, I'll configure in English. The software I use to edit this in English. My computer itself in English. The things I hear, the things I read, the things I now talk, all in English. And so I thought, well, okay, so let's do kind of not that's a tutorial, but what should you do to learn a language? Well, first you need to have a motive. It doesn't have to be like you have a job you want to get, but it's in a different country or something like that. It can be just because you find the language cool. That's why I started to learn Hungarian, but I stopped it. And that's why I currently studying Russian. And for now, I didn't stop it. I got a way higher score. And with the rise of the internet, I would say back in the day, yeah, of course, I used a lot of internet. That's how I learned English by itself. But I didn't learn by like something like Duolingo, which is where I'm really running Russian for now. I'm running Duolingo mostly from I learn Russian mostly from Duolingo. That's why I'm taking my phone. I think it's bugged out. But basically, the first point is find a easy platform to learn, especially if it is a very different language. Example, English to Portuguese is not, because Portuguese to English is not very difficult. Neither is Portuguese to Spanish. So these aren't really things I need to try very hard because I can understand. Just like French, Italian, there are some words I won't understand. But if you talk to me in French, I would just find it weird and I would understand some things. But I would say 60-50% I would understand just fine, especially by taking the phrases around, using context to see. So here it is, my Duolingo. I got to yeah, I got some. I got like I got 2,000 total XP. One cool thing I learned is that this XP actually is kind of valuable. If you saw this, I have also a second language, which is Japanese, but I didn't make anything of it. I just make the first test because I found it funny. Anyway, moving on. So, okay, get a platform. I would, of course, recommend Duolingo. I think Duolingo is a really fine way to learn something. But you need more than Duolingo. You want just to learn something Duolingo. And that's where it comes when you start to learn. You like have the basics. You know, you can read like 5 year old. It's enough. So you can start to changing your things to uh, you can start changing your things to Russian. So basically, I think there's a point where you learn a language that you don't need to actively learn something. You can just passively learn. Let me elaborate. Um, for example, when I learned English, I learned the basics, but then I, when I got to the, I would say, if there's basics, I will got pretty much to the last year of basics. Let's say, it's like a Duolingo course. The checkpoint two. I think after the checkpoint two, you would be able to find on your the go on your. For example, from what I see in another language, like sorry, my father is learning English. I'm learning Portuguese. Sorry, I just put the Portuguese test because I could see how high of score I could get. And there's the history part. And if you can understand these histories, I think you can pretty much change everything you got to to the language. So when I sorry, so when I start to learn more of my language, which my language, but when I start to learn more about Russian, Russian language, and I got the basic knowledge, like I would say knowledge of 5 year old in the language. That means I can hear, that means I can talk a bit, and that definitely means I can write and read. Uh, Maybe not so much, but that's the point. It gets to a point where, with your knowledge, you can search in that language how to speak that word and what that means. That's how the vocabulary, my vocabulary, expanded. I think this is pretty much how everything works. You don't search for getting better vocabulary. Of course, you can do that, but that doesn't mean you will be good. Neither it will mean the bad. You generally learn a lot of languages, a lot of words by just hearing, and that's exactly the point. Just hearing, if you have the ability, of course. One another thing I'm trying to do with Russian is put everything in Russian. Sadly, I can't read Russian. My Russian videos, you can see, they are scripted because I'm looking at the screen. I don't know what I'm exactly saying. I can kind of remember and I'm kind of getting everything better. I understand exactly what I'm talking. But for most part, I'm just reading the expression, more importantly, reading the song, not the uh, text by itself. So it's a very important thing to consider. Is that maybe uh, it will be harder the first time. I think like I joke around with my family, especially my aunt, and I always joking because I have the best English or one of the best English in the family. And I'm not bragging, okay? It sounds like bragging, but I tested the most. I tried the most. My aunt was supposed to learn how to speak English, but she said she was too tired of it. Like not talking, but she was just too tired to talk. And English, of course. But that's the got a problem because that means you're not open enough. It can be a lot. It can be a lot of things, really. But anyway, the Russian part, where if I can't put my things in Russian, then I will try to put things I can in Russian. So I can't change my Windows, which I use Windows, but if I can change my Windows into Russian because I won't be able to use it, then one way, what I will. Maybe games. I thought about it, but the games I play, War Thunder needs a lot of reading, and if I don't have the ability to read, then one, it will push me forward to learn Russian, or Most probably the second I will just stop playing the game if my willpower to not change it is that big. If not, it will just not change it back. But what I will do is see films in Russian. So I'm using a VPN. It's a Proton VPN. I recommend. It's free. I think the free trial thing is scaring me. I heard it's free, but okay. It is based on somewhere around the Europe, and it says it has a really good uh, protection from servers, so they don't steal your data. I mean, it's kind of fake, but I don't have much to write. So anyway, I actually I'm not logged right now, but I actually log into Russia, so I get in my YouTube videos Russian ads. I get in my Netflix shows naturally the language and also uh, shows from just Russian, which I really don't understand because I use the VPN to get to watch. I didn't watch it, but something to the lake. Then I disconnected the VPN and it was still on my Netflix. I don't know why, and especially since I don't see Netflix. I didn't saw Netflix for a good time. So I don't know. There's a lot of changes on the website. I don't know that's because I quote unquote visit the countries and this changes are made or what was it? But still, I will put everything I can in Russian with the of course English subtitles until I am able to just have no subtitles or have Russian subtitles, then I will be able to put everything in Russian. Maybe I won't hear Russian, but I can definitely type Russian or at least read Russian. Then reading, I will be able to type, and by typing, I will probably be able to just let everything be Russian, and I learn the language. It's a pretty interesting step by step. But and yeah, it wasn't also step by step. It was kind of weird and random. But the point still stands from if you want to try a language and learn a language, it's kind of just like just do it. It sounds weird, but if you want to learn a language, try to find someone to talk with the language. Try to read the language. Learn how to read as fast as possible, so you can maybe forget the speaking part for a bit. Just focus on reading and reading and reading. When you're able to read, then you will able to find places or like films where you can have a Russian subtitle and the Russian dub, so you can start to understand how to talk the language, and then of course you will be fluent, or maybe not fluent, but well, you can talk at least and read. So that's the plot for how can you change your life. The language I recommend really there what that why I want to learn. I don't have any language I don't want to learn, but I have my priorities definitely. Russian because I think it's cool and because there's a lot of potential to a lot of things. I think that a lot of philosophers, a lot of scientific studies are missing because I don't know how to read Russian. Maybe some series, but I'm not a mega fan of series. And yeah, because I think it's cool really. And also because I'm playing War Thunder and I'm chunk, I would say. I find a lot of players who talk Russian, and I decided to join a Russian guide, especially because I need to learn Russian. So I speak in Russian, and I try to not translate what I talk. And if I do need to translate, I want to just copy. I will try to type on the keyboard, which is also kind of problem because my keyboard, as you can see, it's the American keyboard. I don't have any keys. Neither I have the tiny stickers to place on the keys. But I'm just using the virtual keyboard, trying by error. But that's pretty much it for learning the language. Just try it out. Get as fast as possible to be able to read it, the basics, then start to read something. And you will be good for starting to talk in the language. And of course, share your uh, share your information about this in the comments down below. What you did to learn any language, really. Then especially foreign language, of course. What you did to learn another language, what was your strategies, and what was steps you did, and of course what language it is. I will be curious about it, and really any topic you want me to talk about next. Even though it's one of the last days, I still pretend to do something like this in different languages. Maybe I will sacrifice Spanish, but I think that's not a good idea. Definitely not Russian. Russian I need to. But that's pretty much it for today. Hope you liked it, and if you did like this video and subscribe, of course, again, comment down below, and I see you guys tomorrow. Bye!